So this is the Liberty Foundation's B-17G. Well, it was a B-17G. This was built in 1944, and it's actually had a long and storied history. And history is something I'm very interested in, because my interest in history came from my love of aircraft. And what could be more historic than a B-17? You can hardly watch any movie about the air war in Europe and not see a B-17 in that movie, or even TV shows. So this is a wonderful opportunity that I think Lee and I have to take a ride aboard a living piece of history. And speaking of history, Ye Olde Pub actually has a very, very interesting history behind the name. And I won't go into it. Let's have one of the flight crew tell you about it. Okay, Fitz here with RC Roundtable podcast, and we are here with John Hess. He's the pilot in command?
Yes, I'm one of the pilots for the Liberty Foundation.
Fantastic. We're here with the Ye Olde Pub. And can you tell us a little bit about this aircraft?
Yes, this actual aircraft was built in 1944, and it went to Wright-Patterson, where it was a test bed for a new technology where they called it a Pathfinder. It had a radar where the ball turret would be, and they used that airplane for several years to be a test bed for that project. After the war, it served other purposes, such as cargo and fire ant spraying, and then after that, it went on to be restored as a military aircraft. It's now painted in the colors of Ye Olde Pub, which is the subject of a story of the book called A Higher Call.
Yes, I understand. That's a very interesting story behind that.
It is a fantastic book, and it's a true story, and you wouldn't believe it, but the author did a ton of great work researching this story and met with both the pilots, because it's about a American pilot flying a B-17 and the German pilot that would have shot him down, but he didn't have the heart to. He told him he just felt like it was shooting fish in a barrel. It wasn't fair. And they went back and met up later after the war and ended up being fishing buddies. And the author of this book did a great job of finding out the backstories behind these guys, what their lives were like and what the pressures they had and why they did what they did. And it's an amazing story. There's a lot of fantastic stories from World War II. Every veteran can probably write their own book that'll be great. This is one of them that is so impressive, and so our airplane is representing the colors of Ye Olde Pub to help tell that story.
So how long have you been flying in this in the Ye Olde Pub?
I've been flying B-17s for about 15 years now, and I've been flying this airplane. It's been painted as Ye Olde Pub for just over a year, but I've been flying this airplane before that for a few years.
So just how does one become a B-17 pilot in the modern era?
That's good. I was flying Beech 18s and other warbirds before that, and that helps get you into a B-17, because there's nothing that really compares exactly to it. But flying radial engines and tail draggers is the best preparation you can have to fly in a warbird like a B-17.
So since we specialize in RC models, do you or your co-pilot ever involved in RC models as a kid or even now?
I am not really, but I have a lot of friends that are, and I know how much they love them, and I think that's a great way of working with aviation and learning a lot about it. And all my friends that are RC pilots that make good airplane pilots too. They really understand the aerodynamics and the way of flying and great hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, I've heard the same. So you have future stops after you come from Austin?
Yes. Our main goal here is, obviously, we want to honor our veterans. There's still a few veterans left that served in World War II, and if there's any way we can get them out to come tell their stories, we'll be able to show you a real B-17 and let them show it as their backdrop. Whether they served in a B-17 or anything in World War II, we want to really honor them. But also, we want to educate the next generations of what they were doing with these airplanes and the technology of the day back then. And then our third thing is, of course, giving everybody the experience of seeing and feeling and getting to touch a real B-17. So we allow ground tours after we do our flights. Our main goal is to be able to get some people up and flying it and experience the thrill of flying a B-17. So it's $475 per person for about a 30-minute flight, and then everybody says this is the best money you ever spent. After we do those flights, we will open it up for ground tours. There's no official charge for the ground tours, but we love to take donations and all, because it keeps this airplane flying and go on to future stops. So we'll be here at Austin Georgetown Airport this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, doing rides and tours, and then from here we're going to El Paso, Texas.
Oh, wow. Way out west.
Yes, yeah.
So that's libertyfoundation.org?
libertyfoundation.org, and you can book seats, and you can find out when we will be doing the ground tours, because obviously we'll do the flights in the morning, and then after the flights are done, we'll open it up for ground tours. And you can call us at the number on libertyfoundation.org and schedule when you want to fly, or if you want to come see the ground tours, we'll let you know when that'll start.
Okay, great. One last question. Think we'll see you at Oshkosh this year?
I'll be there. I don't know if the airplane will be there, but I'm planning on being there every year.
Great. Thanks a lot for your time, and we look forward to the ride. And it looks like it's a great day. So
it's a beautiful day. Thank you, Fitz. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna strap my camera.
We move some stuff around here. Okay, coming up through here. Yeah, don't step on the
No,
wall.
step on the door, yeah.
Step on the walking around. It's gonna get skinny.
The Olde Pub, indeed. I don't drink, but I think I will need a drink after this flight.
I'm taking you out to drink.
That was amazing. It's just a fascinating experience. It's smoother than I thought. 4 engines, just turning away, bare bones, no frills flight. I mean, you got bench seats, little piece of aluminum. I kept thinking that the skins of this plane are not stopping anything up beyond a BB. So you can imagine in World War II, the men that flew this thing, they had no protection against the 30 calibers, 20 calibers guns. It was just like tissue paper going through this thing. That said, it is actually quite roomy inside. We had quite a few people in the nose area. I thought only 1 or 2 people could fit, and 3 people fit in there actually fairly comfortably. Some good spots for visibility. Unfortunately, we couldn't go up to top turret or the tail gunner position. But still, I think I got some good shots out of some of the windows. We didn't get any higher. I don't know if you noticed, about 2,000 feet. I was looking in the cockpit to see what we were flying at. Great altitude for some great visibility. It's a beautiful day, fairly calm, and we're probably about to get run over by this twin that just started up. But other than that, it was a great experience. I highly recommend it to anybody who has any interest in airplanes at all, especially World War II. The pilots were fantastic. They were very accommodating, explained everything very well. They had a very interesting background. So don't know what else to say other than I'm very happy that I did this. This is one of my things on my bucket list to fly in a real, genuine World War II aircraft, and I can check that off.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam, forever. And we will always be in debt to you, Adam.